All right, hello and welcome to a hot, succulent, sizzling new episode of Video Ditch. This is going to be a nice, quick one, just to cover a couple of cool and interesting things that are going on in the gaming sphere, the zeitgeist of gaming, if you will. As usual, I'm one of the two main hosts. Somebody Stop Me, aka Nick, aka... Anyways, I'm joined as always by my stalwart co-host.
That's right, it's me, Sam, aka SammyCom, aka the, exactly.
The Majima to my Kiryu, someone said.
There you go, yeah.
Yes. The Taiga to my... whatever. Anyways, yeah, so real quick, just a couple of things going on. There's the Horror Game Awards, which is kind of like the Game Awards, but specifically for actually interesting and unique games that are mostly independent, shockingly. No Dave the Divers to be found at this award show. There's also the PC Gamer Most Wanted show, which was something that happened earlier today. And I think that's about it. And also we're going to have a bet for real this time, a real one.
Yes.
We forgot last time, but I had to make a whole thing. It was worth 2 weeks, I would say.
Yeah. Hey, we're back from the holiday and we're ready to dive back in to the things that matter, specifically like horror.
I've been just soaking in. I have been completely, what's the word? Entrenched. Surrounded. I've been drowning in gaming media today to kind of get ready for this. I've been spending all day on X. My eyes hurt. My brain feels softer, smoother. But I've got some things that we can discuss.
Excellent. Wonderful. Nice and inundated.
Yeah, I mean my IQ's definitely dropped to the single digits.
It's nothing time won't fix.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, if I was just huffing keyboard cleaner all day, I think I would be smarter right now.
I do have a follow up from the last episode. How far are you in Like a Dragon now that we've had time?
Oh yeah. I actually was thinking I bet I could beat it before the show today, so I could really get into it. But then I got to chapter 4, and that's when you can actually do everything. Because I thought I could do everything, so I was doing everything. And I was like, well, I'm done. Main story.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's the real Coliseum. Now you get to fight the real guys. So I was like,
yeah.
I'm not done at all. Not even close to done.
Okay. I let those guys sit on the back burner, like the gold and the platinum, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was like, what? I'll get to that at the end.
I have to just instantly do that. I have a compulsion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well I'll check in next week and see where we're at.
Like a sick man who believes his neighbor's dog speaks to him. I have the same dark desires when I see a new ranking unlock in the Coliseum.
Yeah, man, a new enemy to dethrone. Like that initial clown guy is just hideous and horrible. And I hate him.
He's super weak. He's nothing.
Yeah.
You should honestly just take care of him for some extra cash.
Yeah, upgrade for the real fights.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're doing yourself a disservice by not beating his ass too, because you didn't get the ultimate heat action for Agent Style if you didn't do that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. There's definitely things I'm missing. So yeah, I'll go back.
Gotta do
Prima adventure, yeah. Gotta get that live action hostess, yeah. For the trophy.
But yeah, so chapter 4, it's definitely way more of a spy movie though. Way more action, way more... Well no, Zero had some pretty wild stuff, but when Kiryu's whipping around the ship like Spider-Man and literally shooting 3 guys in the kidney.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Following his no-kill policy.
Joryu kills. Right. Kiryu didn't kill.
Joryu. I've noticed Joryu, his pistol heat action, he unloads the whole clip of the guy instead of one in the knee.
Yeah.
He's much more...
It's very good.
Unrestrained. Actually, yeah, and I noticed that too in the cutscene where you're... spoiler alert. Where you have to spend $30 million or...
Mm-hmm.
30 million.
Yeah, when you're not on the town, yeah.
Yeah, how he immediately becomes insane.
Yeah, he's like, this is just how you spend money.
Yeah.
That is good.
Because it's I feel like that's the only real representation of the sub-story Kiryu showing up in the main story.
In the canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the kind of off weirdo that he is in his interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, it's so good though. It's definitely like at the top of the tier list for me now.
Yeah, story-wise. I mean, it really doesn't feel shorter than any of the other games. I think just because each chapter just has so much going on in it that there's no chapters that are just like, oh, find the dog in Chinatown.
Yeah.
And then you get like one frame of, I don't know, fucking Daigo looking at you through a crack in the urinal or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Public bathroom. Anyways, it's great.
It is. All right. So shall we move into the Horror Game Awards?
Oh, right, yeah.
Do we want to do this first?
So I actually made up a little slideshow. Nothing too fancy, just a little thing we can look at. So, yeah, we've got a couple of categories. This is an independent award show. This is not affiliated with Jeff Keighley. No Doritos, Mountain Dew, any snack food, or...
No double XP weekend?
No artificial drinks to be found here, as of yet.
No.
And it's just, entirely focused on horror. So, good stuff, interesting stuff. And
The stuff we love.
the fact that you played Alan Wake 2 is going to help here because he's in pretty much every category.
I saw. Yeah, I took a look beforehand.
Yeah, so just real quick, the game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
The 8 contenders we got are Alan Wake 2, Bramble, the Mountain King, Dead Island 2, Dead Space, the remake, Resident Evil 4, the remake, My Friendly Neighborhood, Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and Dredge. And, I guess even in these independent award shows, you can't really escape the whole, is a remake really a game discussion? Is a remake truly capable of being art?
Mm-hmm. And to set the record straight, here and now, they totally can go up for this because
They can.
Yeah. They're different. They're separate.
And are they always? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Dead Island 2, though. What do you think about that? Have you played
that?
That
So
seems a little off to me.
I have not played Dead Island 2, but right away that is one on this list that for Game of the Year sticks out like a sore thumb to me. I wasn't familiar with My Friendly Neighborhood either, so I looked into that one. But Dead Island 2, I don't remember people liking it.
I don't remember it coming out.
I was shocked that it came out.
I feel like everything I've heard about Dead Island is people saying, on reflection, I don't think Dead Island was very good. I tried playing the first one, and I didn't like it, to be honest. It was crazy to me that all of my friends were telling me, this is the greatest game ever. It's like Dead Rising, but better. And I was like, oh my god, like my favorite game, but better? I gotta try it.
I gotta try it.
Nothing at all like Dead Rising. Not even like Dead Rising 2.
No, not at all. And it had that really somber cinematic trailer with the crazy piano piece and like the reverse,
the
girl eating her dad. It's like, wow, this is gonna be
history.
Emotional. And then you get into the game. Yeah, so who do you voodoo bitch? And,
who do you voodoo bitch? I hate that freaking song. I'm a Shakespearean actor, for Christ's sakes.
So yeah, from that pedigree, and then going into Dead Island 2, expectations were so low. That game was in development hell for a long time.
Didn't it switch hands too? It was originally
probably
Silver or something.
I don't know. It's Techland, I think, at the end of the day.
RoboCop people?
No, I don't know. And yeah, it's just I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be particularly scary for one.
No.
And I don't think it would would it really show really showcase the best that the genre has to offer?
A game like that, it's got to really rely on the visuals and the gameplay when it has just no story whatsoever of interest. And I don't really feel like it's strong enough in either of those aspects to surpass any of the other games on the little grid we got here.
Yeah,
I just can't see that being reality. Bramble the Mountain King. I have no idea what that is. I gotta check that out. Honestly, maybe I should just play these 2-3 hour games instead of just completely sinking my life into a 100+ hour game for a little while. I don't know.
It is good to break it up. Bramble the Mountain King was like I want to say it's like European folklore inspired.
It's
like a thing of it plays with scale, right? You're like a very small
very
character.
Krampus adjacent.
Yeah. Visually, like very appealing. But it's kind of like it really just feels like kind of a cinematic.
A bit more walking simulator.
Yeah.
Right. Not derogatory.
Not
anymore.
Totally. Right.
They've earned their place at the round table of gaming.
Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with My Friendly Neighborhood?
They had a booth at PAX, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it. And to be honest, I just kind of brush it off as like a mascot horror.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I looked at the Steam page.
I don't know a lot about it. I know that like Bert and Ernie want to kill you, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that someone who's more educated can respond to this. Perhaps down in the comments say, "Fucking idiot! This is reviving horror. This is changing the landscape of horror. You dunce! You call yourself a fan?" I can't wait for someone to correct me.
It's true. In good conscience, we can't be too critical of My Friendly Neighborhood.
Waiting with gritted teeth to be told that I was too flippant and I was the fool for dismissing it. And hopefully that's true. I would love nothing more than to be proven wrong and for a game to be good, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, and then real quick with Dredge and Fatal Frame. Those two, I'm like, somewhat familiar with them. Fatal Frame is like a port, right? Of like
I think that's
the Japanese. It's like the fourth
game,
one.
Yeah.
The
one that he made for the Wii.
The Wii. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool that it got translated to English finally, properly, or officially, excuse me.
From what I know, which is very little, the one that he made is the best in the entire series. And I don't know if that's true or not. I've only played Fatal Frame 1 for like 2 minutes at your house, like 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah, for like 2 minutes. And I played Fatal Frame 5, I think, for the Wii U. And it was not very fun or scary.
Okay. I could understand that.
But if this is the one Suda was working on, I'm sure it's one of the greatest games ever made with some of the worst gameplay you've ever experienced in your life. Mm-hmm. And if it's not the one Suda's working on, then unfortunately Resident Evil 4 exists, so probably not going to win.
No, I think you're right. And from the retrospectives I've watched, people do regard that one in high regard. And then Dredge is like that little boat game.
Aquatic fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate the ocean.
Cthulhu mythos, potentially, I believe is teased there. Probably not even teased. I think it's explicitly in the game.
I personally don't really have any interest in seafaring games. Didn't play Assassin's Creed 4. Didn't get into Sea of Thieves. My least favorite mission in Fire Emblem Sacred Stones has got to be the boat battle. I'm just not a big fan of aquatic stuff. But once again, if it totally changes the face of the game, and I don't know what I'm talking about, then I guess I'll give it a shot. But
right. It might be good in like small doses, smaller games.
At a glance, not really my thing. Not my bag, baby.
All right. Well, with the 3 here, then you got Alan Wake 2, Dead Space remake, and Resident Evil 4 remake.
Now I played Resident Evil 4. Mm-hmm. You played Alan Wake 2. Neither of us have played the Dead Space remake, or you have?
I have not played the Dead Space remake. It is on my radar, but I played the Callisto Protocol of all things.
Yeah, you played that.
Played the wrong game.
You played the half remake. Yeah, you played We Have Dead Space at Home. But Alan Wake 2, based on everything you've said and everything the world says and everything I've seen, I have to be honest, does seem like it does a lot more in the world of horror and trying to elevate horror, the genre, horror games, that kind of thing, than Resident Evil 4. However, Resident Evil 4 is very fun.
It's a damn near perfect game.
It's a great game to play for a long time. It's really, really fun for me, and I love the killing that you can do.
I'll tell you right now, like, having played Alan Wake 2 and Resident Evil 4, like, I like playing Resident Evil 4 way more.
No question. I mean, even I'm sure they got rid of the problem with shining the light in the foreman's face until he, he blinks and you blast him in the head.
They made it much better. I'd say that, like, the Alan Wake 2 kind of gunplay feel is much closer to, like, the Resident Evil 2 remake. I think I told you this before. But, like, that kind of weight and feel to it.
Actually giving you a reason to think about your shots, making you fear for your life.
Yeah, and the game, it will still throw enemies at you, even if you don't have resources, which I love. I was like, oh, I just have to run here. Fuck. Yeah. I love that kind of shit.
Like real survival horror.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah, which I feel like, we haven't really seen since the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
because it just ramped it up. So, I'd say I'd place my bet on Alan Wake 2. I'd say it has a much better chance of winning Horror Game of the Year than Game of the Year.
They definitely pursue completely different directions. Resident Evil 4 is completely rooted in B-movie ridiculousness, whereas Alan Wake 2 is more so the A24,
a little
whatever
bit,
you want to call it, The Lobster, etc., Hereditary, little girl head,
the lighthouse.
Willem Dafoe jacking off, blowing his wad all over Alan Wake.
Yes. How could you forget that scene?
Clutches his head. He's like, "This isn't real." He wakes up. He's like, "Oh, a dream." Hand stuck to his face. Slowly.
Shit!
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, Mr. Splooge, my alter ego.
He talks him through the magazines.
Yeah. I didn't write this.
Anyways, probably gonna be Alan Wake 2, but most fun game, my personal game of the year is Resident Evil 4.
Valid.
I'm just a dumb ape. I like guns, I like blood, I like shooting, I like people saying dumb things.
Oh man, RE4 is so good. All right, let's move on to the next.
Next up, horror game player's choice.
Oh,
so these are the current.
Okay, kind of a segue.
The current contestants, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
At the moment, there's the Cult of the Lamb. Haven't played.
I'm familiar with that one. My fiance played through that one.
Ooh, so you basically played the whole thing.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. First hand, yeah.
Resident Evil 4. Signalis, which we've seen a lot lately.
Yeah, haven't
Slay
played
the Princess, which one of our producers played. However, they betrayed us and are dead to me.
I looked into that one. And then, there's World of Horror at the end.
World of Horror. And shockingly, no Alan Wake 2. So I guess the public is the same group of knuckle-dragging caveman gorilla hybrid as me.
Yeah, the people have spoken.
Glad to see it.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Slay the Princess? Because that was one.
Yeah, it's like a visual novel that remembers your playthroughs. You're like a guy. Okay. You got to kill the princess. She's like a cosmic horror, but she's like, "Don't do it." Then you can be like, "I don't want to anymore," like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
bad endings compounding.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I don't think I'd have a problem killing this princess. Yeah,
if she's like evil, she's got like a little tentacle peeking out from the dress.
This is my duty. She's like, oh no, please don't. Like, no. I know what I'm here to do. I know what I'm about.
Yeah, if the game has the stones to just outright be like, you win if you go and play the game, and you just instantly slice her head off. It's like, you did it. Then, hats off to them. But I'm sure it's got some wild visual novel trickery in it. World of Horror, I would not mind winning. I love World of Horror. I put a lot of time into it. Not even really a finished game. And I was
gonna ask if that has any effect or bearing on its
not at all.
Any of its categories for you.
As it is now, just even having just been able to play it as like a semi-roguelike / case investigation game, it's been pretty worth it. Pretty much carried off of visuals and bizarro combat and searching for events alone.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think I'm in tune enough with like the greater gaming audience to know what would win.
Would it be Cult of the Lamb?
Right, like that's what I'm kind of leaning towards because mass appeal. But I could see, I don't know, Resident Evil 4 as well, just because, you know.
Personally, yeah, I would be gunning for RE4, World of Horror. Probably gonna be RE4. Cult of the Lamb, I could see maybe winning just because the developers. Remember how I said that I was smoothing out my brain all day, right?
Yeah, sure.
The developers put out a tweet the other day that says, if we reach 300,000 followers, we will add sex to Cult of the Lamb. And of course, they are now, I think, just under 500,000 followers. So that made that stuffing the ballot box.
That made that tweet from oh god, was it Brian
Miyamoto?
No, he was like, day whatever of Switch games, it's Cult of the Lamb. He's like, just in time for the sex update. Like, I get it now.
Oh, Brian,
Brian, yes.
I was like, Griffin?
Okay, well, we'll see. The horny bastards win again, yeah.
I know, those damn Baldur's Gate fans.
That's not what I wanted when I said its influence should influence other games.
So, yeah,
Monkey's
what do you
think? But I think...
Hoping for RE4.
I would, yeah. That's the only one I can
Cult
vote
of the
here
Lamb.
For in good conscience. Yeah. I would say dreading Cult of the Lamb.
well, the way things are going now, you might be.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yes. The horror game due out next year that the community is most looking forward to.
That's right. And this time it's fine that we haven't played any of these because they don't exist.
Yeah.
It is nuts. It is crazy to me that they had, you know what? Why not? I'm sure there's still people holding out hope, but it is crazy to me that Silent Hill 2 is on this list. After the wonderful time people have been having with Ascension, that people still trust Konami.
Anyone?
or even the teams that Konami picks to handle the IP. It's really astounding to me.
I thought you were going to say it's shocking how unexcited I am for a lot of these things.
No. I don't know enough about them. And actually, some of these, I actually do remember from the Horror Games Direct we watched the other day. Mm-hmm. Especially, what's the one with the eyeball there? I made the text too small.
Post-trauma?
Post-trauma looks really, really like it could either make me shit myself and scream, or just be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. I was taking a closer look at Conscript when I was looking through this list. That kind of stuck out to me. It's like World War I as the backdrop of this horror. Kind of. It looks interesting. It could be interesting.
Versus the Kaiser's boys.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Great War is an excellent backdrop for terrible, terrible things.
Like, what is it? Amnesia the Bunker? Isn't that also a World War I game?
Yeah, I believe so, right? Yeah.
It's hot right now. People are like, ooh, looking back, the trench was awful. It was one of the worst horrors you could experience.
Exactly, yeah.
Get trench foot and they amputate because you didn't change your socks.
Gangrene, yeah. I will say I'm not really looking forward to Alone in the Dark.
No.
Silent Hill F could be interesting. That's the one, right? I
was going to say that is the one thing I am the most reluctantly still
cautiously
wanting to see. Cautiously, very hopeful because it is Ryu Kishi 07 or whatever his name is. The Higurashi guy is behind it, and I like his stuff, and I'd like to see what he could do with Silent Hill. I just hope that it doesn't, have happened to it what Konami does with all their games now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, anything else on here stick out to you? Little Nightmares 3 is interesting to me because it'll finally have co-op. The second game had 2 characters, but it was only single player, which was super bewildering to me. But they've also handed it off to a new developer. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Epic Games.
No.
Adding a battle pass.
John Carpenter's project, I think there was a trailer for that, and it just looked like a zombie killing good time.
Yeah, seems more in the vein of what's that vampire hunting movie he made with James Woods?
Oh God, what is it called? What is it called?
It's literally just called like John Carpenter's Vampire.
Vampire? I think so. Yeah.
More like that than The Thing.
Yeah.
I feel like people see John Carpenter like, ooh, all the horror icons, forgetting about like what's the Rowdy Roddy Piper movie with the
They
glasses?
Live?
They Live.
Yeah.
They Live.
Yeah.
Like Escape from New York.
Like Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
They forget that he can also be a wacky guy.
Like, oh, he's just Halloween and the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, also, yeah. A Man of Multitudes. I love that. But yeah, I don't know if it'll really be horrifying. Hellblade 2 also, is that really going to be like a horror? Or
have like fog in it.
Yeah. Elements of psychosis, psychological.
Little transparent people talk to you with the like echo effect on their voice. So you know they're a spirit, that kind of thing.
And then Crow Country looked interesting to me just because of the visual style immediately. Just looks like a PS1 game. But
well, you know me. Anything with less than 60 polygons, and I immediately my eyes bug out like I'm a Tex Avery character, and I start going awooga.
All right. Anything else on there?
Nothing in particular really sticks out. One second. I don't know what the bridge curse is, but very smart of them to put that disgusting whitish blue creature there, because I don't like it looking at me. It definitely is unsettling. So maybe that could be cool to look at.
Tormented Souls 2 at the bottom. Tormented Souls came out, I think, within the last year or two. And that, I remember hearing, was a good kind of throwback to the survival horror of yore with fixed cameras and such.
Yeah.
So, I know you're not a fan, but...
yeah,
you know.
Despite being a big Resident Evil fan, I actually don't like fixed camera angles.
It might be more Silent Hill than Resident Evil.
You'll never believe this, but Silent Hill 1 and 2 also had fixed camera angles.
All right. What do we got next?
Right.
Best indie horror.
Horror.
From
big
this
ass
year.
list.
It is a big list. And one that I'm woefully, like, ignorant. Which,
well, I played
it doesn't
Faith.
feel good, yeah.
I've played World of Horror, of course. And I've played... Wait, am I also stupid? Oh, shit, I haven't played a lot of these. But I think I should.
Right, it's a good good reference point. But, I mean, you can tell with some of them. Like, Ad Infinitum, I remember the name. Amanda the Adventurer?
Yeah, that's the tape watching simulator. It was real hot. I believe Markiplier played it. It's like you're watching Dora the Explorer, and then she turns into a big shadow monster and bares her fangs at you, and you go, "Oh my god,
yeah,
Dora's real."
Yeah. That's hot. That is hot these days. Amnesia the Bunker. There you go. Yeah, we've seen that. Bramble, yes. Daymare. I don't know if that is a contender here. It just looked like a pretty standard over the shoulder.
I was playing Faith. I got through the first game in Faith, and I started the second barely. And it's very cool looking, but I wasn't scared by it. I don't know. I know that the second and third chapters are significantly longer, so I'm sure I ain't seen nothing yet. But the first wasn't that scary.
All right.
Faith is the one that's styled like the Atari 2600 kind of, or like a Spectrum, VX Spectrum. Or no, the ZX. ZX, as they call it. Personally, I would probably hand it off to World of Horror, just because you can play it for a long time, and it's got crazy, wacky, cool visuals.
I see what you're saying about Faith.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think World of Horror would deservedly win, with everything you've said and the effort that's been put into it. Yeah.
It's one guy.
And one guy, the effort.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, Polish developers, they're superhuman.
They must be so miserable.
They really do anything. Wasn't it also a Polish team who made World of Darkness, the original one?
Oh.
No, Vampire the Masquerade?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it was.
Some like Eastern. Yeah.
All right, best survival horror.
Best survival horror. Okay.
I feel like we've already said the names of all of these before, except System Shock. I wouldn't really call Resident Evil 4 a survival horror game. I would call it more of a action game with strong horror elements. I feel like what you were saying, Alan Wake 2, is more of the actual try to survive, and it's scary.
The scarcity. Yeah, I guess this all depends on how you define survival horror, right?
I would not call Resident Evil 4 a survival horror. Since, if you kill enemies in a really cool way, they're more likely to drop resources. I just don't, I can't give it that.
I wouldn't consider Dead Island 2 a survival horror. I wouldn't consider Sons of the Forest a survival horror. That's just like a subgenre of the game.
Just jump straight to the end. Why do you think it's Alan Wake?
I don't know. I don't know if it would be.
You think it's Outlast Trials?
No. I don't. I was totally like making arguments for these things earlier. Now I'm like completely blanking. I was gonna say, maybe System Shock, but I feel like that's more of an immersive sim
the remake,
right? Over, like it has these horror elements.
It's an immersive sim. You're immersing yourself in a simulation of a situation of survival and horror. So yes.
Right, but not having played it, I don't know what the the minute-to-minute feel is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a remake of the OG, which is on DOS, I want to say.
So the original System Shock looks insane.
The original is how do you put it? Unplayable. Unplayable for anyone born after the
perhaps you and I, yeah.
1990, maybe even 1989.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 is probably like out of what I played on this list, it's gonna get me like scared the most.
Yeah, the most makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. And yeah, there's like a moment. The first night I played that game, I just like had to leave an area before I was done exploring because I just like had no resource. Like fucking hell,
you were
scared shit. I was scared. That's why I left.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah, and does it rely on any jump scares? Freddy Fazbear pop out at any point?
There are some jump scares actually. They do feel. I mean, they always feel a bit cheap to me, but it comes with the genre.
Acceptable. It's allowed. Yeah. It's earned it. They've earned it. All right. Best multiplayer horror.
All right, we already know
on this. This is Lethal Company.
Yeah,
it's literally
hell yeah.
It's unfortunate that all these other games had to exist at the same time as Lethal Company's release because it's really a unanimous decision, I think, for all members of this planet of Earth. Anyone who's played it, it's impossible to deny.
You don't think Lethal Company is gonna get like forgotten in a few weeks? You don't.
Even if it is, the amount of entertainment and genuine terror I've been able to get from it playing it is more than worth it.
That's fair. It's been real, yeah. It's a good time, yeah.
Yeah, the $10 I spent on it have more than paid for themselves. If $1 equals 1 hour of joy, great value.
Yeah,
doubled my dollar.
I'd say. I do enjoy the memes going around like how Lethal Company is turning everyone to A-list voice actors. Oh, everyone gets so into it.
The brutal killings. Yeah, the proximity chat. It's really smart. It really makes you want to not cheat. You know, no jumping in Discord and being like, "Oh, watch out, coil heads!" Because you want to see your friends get brutally killed when you're the ghost, and you can laugh at them.
It's a good time.
It's like I said. It's like if Phasmophobia was fun.
Do you think Lethal Company will win? I think.
Oh yeah.
I think Dead by Daylight or
maybe Texas
Chainsaw. Maybe
Dead by who plays that? Come on, Dead by
People
Daylight.
love Dead by Daylight.
People who love Dead by Daylight do not vote on independent true horror awards. They vote on the VGAs. They make a VPN they get from their favorite YouTuber to vote twice.
I see.
That's what they're doing. Stuff in the ballot box for Mario right now.
All right. Oh, yeah.
All right.
You know.
Best performance.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, Nick
Apostolides.
That's Leon, correct?
That's Leon S. Kennedy. Yeah.
And then there's
Bryn.
Max Payne and Alan Wake.
Yeah, truly. Which is wonderful.
And unfortunately, I don't know who any of these other people are.
All right. Well, Matthew Peretta and Ilka Vili are Alan Wake.
No, I know who they are.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the people who
the
are
other
Alan
five?
Wake, Max Payne, or Leon Scott Kennedy. Sorry, not Max Payne. What's his new name? Ryan Stone?
Alex Casey.
Alex Casey, right.
Right. I do love me some... That's a crazy photo of James DiCaprio. I didn't know that's what he... Is that what he
For some reason, I assumed he just looked exactly like Sam Lake.
No, he should look like Max Payne 3. You know?
Bald?
So I'm like, yeah, they used his likeness. So, I don't know. That'd be very funny if that was not him. But it might just be this image. I looked up Bryn April, or April. I couldn't...
Yeah, April, like Richie April, like Sopranos, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go on to Nola Klopp.
Okay, Nola Klopp. Let's see. This is our producer's failings, not us.
Yeah, you can't be held accountable for this. We told them, we gave them ample time. We waited a whole hour. You think Joe Rogan waits?
I think Nola Klopp's up for probably Bramble.
That makes sense. Yeah.
There. All right,
Whatever.
Tom Schalk. Jonathan Sims was for Slay the Princess.
Oh, he narrates it? I'm assuming?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Gunnar. Strong name.
Yes.
Oh.
I love the first three letters.
Isaac Clarke is Gunnar, right. Okay.
Doesn't he have no dialogue in Dead Space 1?
No, they like redid the script. He speaks.
Oh,
New
they
voice
allowed
and
him.
everything. Yeah, yeah. He might have been the performance capture actor as well.
Yeah, he must.
I think some of these cases
pantomime dying hundreds of times.
getting his head ripped off or do the angry stomp. Yeah.
Like, Gunnar, can you open your mouth wider? The aliens, the xenomorph, the necromorph's gonna get real deep in there.
Yeah, pull your eyelids back completely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose between Alan Wake, Alex Casey, or Leon
Sam
Scott
Lake.
Kennedy, yeah, let's give it to Sam Lake. Yeah,
Sam Lake. He's got the most. I recognize him. Feels like home.
It is good to see Max Payne. That Max Payne configuration just feels so good.
It's he's the favorite. He's the cult classic.
Mm-hmm. And he does a lot like in the game, not just like providing his likeness. He acts in the live action sequences. The
face.
Yeah. When he shows up as himself. Yeah. It's great. So yeah, Sam Lake, you got my vote. Best story experience.
That is
Alan Wake.
I'm gonna say it's probably Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. I could see arguments for probably Oxenfree 2, maybe, and Slay the Princess.
Do you think
and Immortality?
What's the most memorable experience, the most memorable story beat, or the most memorable way that it sort of subverted the genre, or even decided to combine multiple forms of media in Alan Wake 2? And then ask yourself again, was there an experience like that in any of these other titles?
Okay, you're right, yeah.
You're right. Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, everybody.
It just excels as horror.
The fact that it even tries to do these things, to me, is very commendable. And from what I've heard, it actually works. Which is crazy.
This is putting a lot of other stuff on my radar, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you give a listen to any of this stuff? Because I tried
Resident Evil 4.
Kind of.
I would say I actually prefer the original soundtrack outside of the Mercenaries themes. Those ones, they go pretty hard. The Mercenaries themes.
You played Lunacid, right?
I am currently playing it. Yeah.
What's the soundscape
Lunacid
like?
has
that?
some crazy, weirdo,
Yeah.
nasty music that I actually really like.
Okay.
It doesn't. It doesn't even try. It kind of. Sometimes it tries. Sometimes it's like PS1 ambient Japanese role playing dark fantasy music. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like psycho ear destruction, My Heaven, Silent Hill,
Yeah. I was
Hell,
gonna say, of course.
which I really like.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
I love sonic assaults on my brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is this category not super well versed in all the nominations. Unfortunately, I did listen to some
Composer of our
music from
theme
like
song and ending song, folks.
yeah, Decarnation had some interesting music, but I feel like a lot of these horror soundtracks, it's a lot of
Mostly
ambient.
yes.
Yeah,
This might like the most you can hope for is having something as iconic as the or like what's the Halloween theme? Just like crazy theremin.
it's just like two notes on the yeah.
It's just sharp sounds that pierce your eardrums.
I mean, John Carpenter does have a gift for that. All right, and Akira Yamaoka. I mean, their work on Silent Hill, he's good.
A genius.
Like all that guitar. I don't
But-
feel like anything here kind of has that distinctive identity.
I'm gonna give it to Lunacid just because it has, from what I played, the wildest range of songs musically.
Yeah, that was unfair.
And
but,
also, it's within the range that I like personally.
there you go. All right. Yeah, definitely give these a listen later. Oh, this is
Yeah.
immediately I just Capcom.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? Resident Evil 4, but that's about it.
Yeah, but I suppose I don't know. Like
I would say it would make more sense for me to give it to someone like
a
Puppet Combo.
oh yeah.
Chillazar, yeah, because those are two independent teams,
There you go,
two
there you
independent
go.
developers that are like constantly pumping out new horror games that are like only making things that scare them in a way that they like stories they want to tell it, trying to just do like little things that are just exist to scare the shit out of you in their own way. Not really. It's not all just like jump scares, nasty shit. It's like it's like the super nasty, gritty, low poly look really fits. They're like making the B horror movies of gaming, pumping these things out.
Okay, yeah, no, totally. That's much
like,
more worthy than Capcom does.
Yeah, they're like the Troika or the canon films of horror games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think that's
No,
great.
it should. It's to be valued and
Yeah.
celebrated. Yeah.
The quick turnaround, I think, gives it that really messy, nasty, horrible, scary. These are all positive terms. Look that horror games try to replicate, and it's just impossible with a AAA polish. You need a little bit of jank. You need a little bit of frustration. You need a
little rough edges. Yes,
some
certainly.
dark pits that look a little bit too perfectly black that kind of unnerve you. You need that kind of thing.
Yeah, right on.
So yeah, I'll give it to, they can fight it out.
There you go. Yeah. Horror game. Okay.
Right.
And
this is the
accessibility
award.
I will
Can
say.
you play this with your front tooth?
I think most deservedly it would go to The Last of Us Part 1. And it's
Really?
hilarious that this is like the only category this game shows up in. But I think it's telling that it does, because the accessibility options in that game are like really there's like such a wide range, and it can tailor to like if you have, if your sight is impaired or your hearing is impaired.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So it's not just
stuff.
button remapping.
Yeah, it's like very in depth, and I think that's super cool. Like,
Okay.
we're privileged enough to not have to utilize these features, but I think that
Hey, I got glasses. Come on.
I think that it's cool that something as big as The Last of Us is like trying so hard to get it in as many hands as possible.
Yeah, that's
It's
honestly a lot better than what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say something like, oh yeah, you press movie mode and the game just plays itself. Anyone could play it. Anyone can get a platinum trophy.
Yeah. it's like genuinely like not condescending accessibility options, which is I think should be celebrated. And then having played like Alan Wake and Resident Evil 4, they have like some assists, but it's not not like that.
Not major. It's mostly like, you want to see everything.
Yeah, you want to make it a little easier for
brown.
Yeah.
No, well that's about it.
So,
field of view. All right,
that's where I would cast my vote there.
I'll give it to Last of Us. I'll let them have it.
I mean, if these other games also do like fantastic jobs, then excellent. But that's just where I'm familiar with here.
Yeah, Naughty Dog really, really is focused on player immersion for all potential players. And that's it.
All right. Oh, all right.
Cool.
11 slides.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's the Horror Game Awards. Make sure you cast your vote for that, and make sure that whatever vote you cast is exactly the same as what I told you my personal picks would be.
Yes, thank you to the fine folks over at the Horror Game Awards for putting this together.
Yeah, fun stuff. Celebrating the most important genre in all of creative fiction.
Certainly. All right.
Anyways, moving on. Outside of that, there was the Most Wanted PC Gamer
PC Games
show.
Yeah.
PC Game Show.
Tell me about that, because I missed it.
It was kind of funny to see, because it's the whole point was like, oh, this is PC Gamer's top 25 games that all the
like
PC
most
Gamer
wanted,
fans
right?
are like voted for, right? And for certain games, like for example, Grand Theft Auto 6, if they couldn't get any like response from the developer because they were huge, they would just cut to like a streamer and they'd be like, "Yeah, can't wait for GTA 6. I've been playing a lot of GTA 5 roleplay." And they'd be like, "Wow, great stuff. We also can't wait for GTA 6. Moving on." And it would be like some indie developer who like poured out their life savings for a trailer because they got selected for this.
Well, just the juxtaposition with the fat cats.
Exactly, yeah. Persona 3 Reload was also on there, and they actually got the director to come on. He's like, "Hey, thanks for voting for us. I don't have a new trailer, so here's the one we aired yesterday.
Well, it's coming out soon."
Yeah. If you haven't already seen it, it's pretty good.
Right on. Okay.
So that was kind of the juxtaposition. It was like super AAA title, littler indie title, kind of back and forth over and over, with a couple of trailers in between. There's actually one trailer for the game I was checking out and been wanting to play, Dark Web Streamer, which had a bit of a story behind it. So the trailer was pretty cool. It was actually directed by the director, the creative team behind that Talk to Me movie that came out recently.
Oh, really?
With the kids that talk to the
they get like
addicted to talking to ghosts.
Yes.
Like living under the bridge.
Yeah.
Because they spent all their money on ghost talking. Anyways, so they had a really cool trailer, and it's a game I've been following for a little while. And there's actually a little bit of controversy, a little bit of drama before this trailer came out, where the developer put out a giant fuck you notice to PC Gamer, because apparently they promised them a spot on the Most Wanted stream quite a while ago. And then after they had, like I said, dumped out all their money to make this trailer, complete radio silence from PC Gamer.
Jesus.
As the date drew closer. So they put out a big fuck you. PC Gamer DM'd them and said, "Hey, we were just kidding. We meant to get back to you. We were totally getting back to you. You want to still do the Most Wanted stream? You want to be a trailer on there?" So that's how they got back.
Wow.
So,
Good
sometimes if you get fucked over by a major corporation or a big entity, the best thing you can do is say, "Hey, wait a minute. This fucking sucks. I should tell people about this."
Yeah, call them out on it. We love that.
Things might just work in your favor.
Excellent. That one did look cool. And was excited to see it amongst the list of all the trailers in there.
And that was the entire Most Wanted showcase.
That was close to this stuff.
Yeah, you'll never believe what was number one.
What was number one?
I forgot.
All right.
So Horror Game Awards, PC Most Wanted gamer.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing that matters, I suppose, is the upcoming Game Awards. Correct?
Yes. Next Friday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
December. What is that? 8th.
December 8th.
I believe the Game Awards will be airing. And now's a great time to place our wager for
That's
next
right.
week.
This is it,
Or
folks.
I guess yeah. Well,
Yeah, for next.
if it's on Friday, yeah, we'll
Figure
we'll
it
record
out.
sometime. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this time, this is real in person, in time. No going back and editing it in, or saying I'll
Yes.
go back and edit it in, and then forgetting to do it. This is real, and
This is
the next
it.
week for this momentous occasion, for the most important thing in our little lives, the Game Awards, we will be debuting the Punishment Wheel. So, if you got
right.
something, like fucked up and crazy that you think would really piss me or he off, go ahead and put that in the Discord server linked below.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll assemble a wheel and we'll give it a spin.
Anyways,
But yeah, we're gonna be betting
should
on
we have a third option for if we both lose?
like on the wheel or apart from the
Viewer's
wheel.
choice, like make a third wheel. Like if a wheel had like a third side, like a
Whoa.
coin. You know,
You can spin that wheel so many times before it lands on there.
like
yeah.
the Wheel of Fortune kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Not a
Price
bad
is
idea
Right.
to float.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but we're going to be voting on who we believe is going to win Game of the Year. And there are 6 nominees, and they are as follows. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Nick, who will you be placing your bet on?
I am 100% certain that they will not win. But I have to be true to myself and follow my heart. I'm going to say Resident Evil 4.
Wow. I like
Even
that.
though there is a
Lock that in.
1,000% chance it will lose to either Mario Wonder or Zelda.
That's
I'm
crazy.
going to go with Resident Evil 4.
Okay. And I will be betting on Baldur's Gate 3 because that is the kind of standard I want to be recognized industry-wide. And maybe we'll both lose.
As a nasty sex pervert.
No! Everything aside from it.
Sex maniac.
So yeah, we'll be betting on that. We'll see who makes it, and if we both lose, then yeah, the
We'll
punishment
both be
will be
dipped in
appropriate.
oil.
Yes.
We'll both have our skin melt off until we look like sands and papyrus.
Mm-hmm. I suppose that brings us to the end of today's episode.
That is the end. It was perfectly timed.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to plug the creature?
Oh,
writing?
yeah. So the creature writing contest. The deadline for submissions is this Sunday. So if you're listening to this, you
It's
missed
already too late.
So maybe next time, pay attention. Okay? But yeah, we're having a creature writing contest. I'll be reading all the entries next week. It'll already be done by the time this is aired, and there will be a link to it, I'm sure, below, or I will put it here, or I will, it'll be somewhere. Maybe I'll put in a clip. And the winner will have their story illustrated by the illustrious Sheep Over.
None other than, yeah.
And the runner-up, the always the bridesmaid, will be able to pick the theme for the next contest in the hopes that maybe they can, work the odds in their favor. Finally taste sweet victory.
Yeah, finally get to the Premier League,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get a cool title that you can show off, make everyone feel like shite.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that'll be going on, and that'll be done, and that'll be for your listening pleasure. If you enjoy listening to the sound of my voice, you can get a whole lot of it very soon.
Excellent. Yes, and as always, you can find me, Sam, at the Super Sammycom on Twitter/X. You can find us at the Video Ditch Podcast on X as well. We have an Instagram. We got TikTok. We're on YouTube and Spotify. Leave us a comment. Leave us a rating. Like us. Subscribe. All the good stuff. You can find Nick at Somebody Stop Me on all the platforms. Find us on Twitch. And until next time, thanks for listening.
Yes, game on.
Game on.
Game on, you crazy diamond.